With the announcement of an upcoming Elden Ring DLC on the horizon, unable to contain my excitement, I took a non-Call of Duty Zombies related trek through Yharnam, and boy, have my opinions on bosses changed over time. This run took place on the hardest difficulty, aka New Game Plus 6, and I was quite rusty. But with ring rust sufficiently setting in, I grabbed my trusty saw cleaver and plunged headfirst into this Lovecraftian masterpiece. And today I bring you my updated list of the top 10 hardest bosses of Bloodborne. Starting off at number 10, we have the Shadows of Yharnam. Even at its roots, Bloodborne asks the Elden Ring question of, but what if there were two, except Bloodborne upped it to, what if there were three? The Shadows of Yharnam takes the gank boss fight mechanic that we have taken a long time to craft and hone, and we've given you three shadows to fight, one of which that plunges fire projectiles, the other one that blows fire and wields a sword, and the other one that has a sword that chases you down with endless pursuit and can lunge their sword forward at you. All of which can be parried, all of which have a phase 2 mechanic depending on the health of themselves and the other shadows around them, and you have a single pillar to break off cover and a few rocks for debris. This fight is elevated by its very small margin for error, as you have a lot of things to keep track of and a lot of the time, so to me this fight ranks number 10. At number 9, you have Martyr Logarius, who probably could have made this list entirely just by his run back. My God, is this run back horrible. Martyr Logarius stands on top of the castle, ready to guard everything behind it. He has his trusty scythe, and he can also launch projectiles at you. His second phase becomes incredibly aggressive, which you can use to your advantage to get a lot of good parries off on him, as parrying isn't going to be your way to go. And when he puts his scythe into the floor, you're going to want to shoot that as well, as that is going to start launching off projectiles at you. But otherwise, you can overcome this mad lad at number 9. At number 8, we have Lady Maria of the Astral Clocktower, the first DLC boss on our list and one of my all-time favorites. Lady Maria, which is eventually the inspiration for Sister Fried from Dark Souls 3, is a hunter just like you, so you will fight her just as hunters do. Lady Maria employs blood and fire after effects on her swings, moves lightning fast, and on New Game Plus Max can chunk your entire health bar with a single attack if you let her. Lady Maria will call upon everything you have built in your toolkit up until this point, so she easily takes the number 8 spot. At number 7 is the Moon Presence. I know, a boss that I don't believe I even put on my last list. Went back to play New Game Plus Max Moon Presence, and boy, did he get the jump on me a few times, not gonna lie. Moon Presence is a pretty standard beast boss fight. He has one intimidating attack that can launch your health down to 1 HP, but it does give you enough time to either use the rally system to get your health back with swings, or to heal up and then go in for another assault. To me, it's just the randomness of his attacks that sometimes catches me off guard, and on New Game Plus Max, you cannot have a single mistake without your health bar being chunked down to 0. So for me, the Moon Presence does occasionally kick my butt and makes his way to number 7. At number 6, we have Ebrietas, Daughter of the Cosmos, one of the optional bosses of the vanilla game, has you launching yourself down into the depths, even though you went high to get to the depths. Anyways, Ebrietas is a great one and definitely acts like it, using big beast boss fight mechanics, constantly shifting the direction in which the fight is coming. She can use arcane abilities like a Call from Beyond, and in general can just be a big nuisance if you let her. At number 5, we have Gehrman, the First Hunter, one of many that holds my heart and is definitely one of my favorite bosses in this entire franchise. Gehrman is one of the fastest bosses you will encounter in this game, fighting you at your speeds, and then as the fight goes on, he gets quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. Gehrman can parry you as well, which is also a huge opening for massive damage. Has phases 2 and 3 where he can launch himself into the sky, shooting blasts at you. He can close the distance in a fraction of a second. A great fight to close this game off of, unless if you go for Moon Presence. Great fight to close this game off on in the best arena in the series. Gehrman, in my opinion, takes number 5. At number 4, we have the only Chalice dungeon boss boss on this list, we have the Defiled Chalice version of the Amygdala. The standard Amygdala would not make it on this list, but the Defiled Amygdala chunking your health by half means that basically every attack this Amygdala does can kill you in a single hit. Not to mention the Amygdala's health is the size of Jupiter, so this fight is going to be a war of attrition in which there is zero margin for error, easily putting the Defiled Amygdala at number 4. At number 3, we have the first DLC boss, Ludwig the Holy Blade, who has stomped me in so many times I don't even want to share. This fight starts off with your standard big beast fight as this big horse dude tries to come and stomp your head around with a variety of attacks, including even spitting molten acid liquid thing, charging you around, kicking you like the horse that he is. His second phase, however, when he finds the grim resolve as the Holy Moonlight Sword gets knocked off his back and he remembers partial of who he is, seeing this big horseman stand up and start swinging around this sword that's the size of Manhattan. You gotta be very careful with these sword swings, as if you get caught by one, you likely will be caught by the second one, and usually that's all it takes to take your entire health down. Ludwig, in my opinion, is the third hardest boss in Bloodborne. Alright, this one has seen a step down since our last list, and it's mostly just out of anger, but number 2 is Orphan of Kos. My former pick for the hardest boss in all of Bloodborne is still in the top 2 for his complete erratic behavior and damage to back it up, but his ability to be parried and backstabbed, and you can take well advantage of that depending on the spacing. You can definitely find ways to get around irrational, emotional beach baby. However, there is not much you can do to get around our top pick for today's list. At number 1, the fiery first boss in the game makes his way into the DLC and becomes the biggest hitter in the game. Number 1, Laurence the First Vicar. My God, does this boss scare me. This boss can kill you in 1 to 2 hits. All of his hits have fire after effects. He can seemingly hit you from everywhere. Even if he telegraphs his attack and you get a clear opening on him, you can swing from his behind. He has hits that can hit you in a full 360. He's quick when he wants to be. He's slow intentionally when he wants to be. His damage can bring the house down. His health is the size of a planet, and he has fire after effects on all of his attacks. This man is just playing with cheats, and Laurence takes the cake for today's hardest boss in Bloodborne. Well, there you have it. There is our list for the top 10 hardest bosses in Bloodborne. If you're new around here and like what you see, please consider giving us a subscribe, as it's super free. We would super appreciate it. And please let us know if you want us to do more Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Dark Souls related videos. I know for the most part we make Call of Duty Zombies content, but I could not hold my tongue on this. I love this franchise. I have so much passion for the Soulsborne series, so I would love to continue making content on it if you all want to see it. With that out of the way, thank you so much for stopping by today, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you very much.